What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Who's in Your Head by the Jonas Brothers. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and the guitar we're jamming on today is called a Faith Blood Moon Neptune. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Who's in Your Head on guitar is that in order to keep this song as accurate and beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 5th fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing we would usually go over for a song is the structure, but for Who's in Your Head, we're actually going to repeat the same chord progression with the same strum patterns through the entire song. So you don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Who's in Your Head is the 4 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is D minor. The next one is C. The next one is G minor. And the last one is A minor. And a quick note about these, the last 2 chords there actually sound a little bit more true to the song if you play the bar chord versions of them. But obviously the bar chord versions are a little bit more tricky, so if you're a beginner, you can stick with the chords that I just showed you. If you're a little bit more of an advanced player, I would recommend replacing the G minor with the bar chord G minor, which looks like that, and the A minor with a bar chord A minor, which looks like this. Totally up to you with how you play it. The bar chord version is a little bit more advanced, but it does sound slightly more accurate to the original song. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Who's in Your Head. Guys, Who's in Your Head is such a jam. I just heard this song for the first time a couple hours ago and knew I had to share it with you guys as soon as possible because it is a blast to play and super beginner friendly. This song just has 1 chord progression that's going to repeat through the whole entire song and then a couple of strum patterns to go along with it, making it a very, very good one for beginners to learn because there's not a whole lot to remember to be able to play the whole entire song. So the first thing we'll take a look at for Who's in Your Head is what we're playing for our chord progression. Our chord progression is just going to be those 4 chords that I just showed you in order. So D minor, C, G minor, and A minor. Repeated through the whole entire song start to finish. Now, like I said, if you do want this to be just a little tiny bit more accurate to the sound of the original song, you can play that chord progression with those same chords, but with the bar chord version of the last 2, so D minor, C, G minor, and A minor, just like that. Same chord progression, but we're using the bar chords for the last 2. You don't have to, and I'm going to play the other version because it is more beginner friendly, and that's mostly who I'm trying to help here is the beginners, but it will sound just slightly more true to the tonality of the original song if you play those bar chord versions. So with that in mind, let's start breaking down the strum patterns we're going to use for each chord. And we actually have a different strum pattern for each chord, which is going to sound a little intimidating, but I promise it's not as challenging as it seems, especially because we just repeated through the whole song. So we'll break this down chord by chord. We're going to start with our D minor here. For the D minor, we're going to play 2 spaced out down strums. It's going to kind of look like this. We'll go down, down, and then we're going to switch to the next chord. It's fairly quick, but there's a little bit of space in between those. So we're going to go down, down, and then quickly transition to the C chord with another down strum very shortly after the last down strum of the D minor, just like that. So far, down, 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 just about like that. And then we go to the G minor, and what we're going to do for this one, this is kind of the longest strum pattern we have here. We're going to go up, 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 down, a little space, and then down, up, a little closer to full speed. It'll kind of sound like this. We'll go just about like that. And then after that down up on the G minor, we'll go to an A minor and have a down up for the A minor very quickly after the down up that we did for the G minor. Just like that, down up, really quick. And that's the whole chord progression and strum pattern that's going to repeat through the whole entire song. Again, we have a little bit of a different strum pattern for each of those chords, which makes it a little challenging to remember what goes where. But other than that, it's really not too crazy, and the fact that it repeats through the whole song helps it to be pretty easy to just get it down once and then you get the whole song down rather than have to learn separate parts. So let's do one walkthrough of all that together. Start with the D minor. We go down, down, C, down, and then G minor, up, 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 down, down, up, A minor, down, up. Just like that. Repeated the whole song, but obviously a little bit quicker than that. So with all that in mind, guys, a couple times through the chord progression and the strum patterns that are going to repeat all the way through Who's in Your Head by Jonas Brothers will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Who's in Your Head on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 875 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what I'm up to in between lessons, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. And lastly, guys, if you need a little extra help with this song or any other aspect of beginner guitar, you can hit up this link right up here to book a one-on-one lesson with me. Guys, I just heard Who's in Your Head a few hours ago, and as soon as I heard it, I knew I had to teach this one to y'all because it's so fun and so jammy, and it's very beginner friendly because it repeats the same thing through the whole entire song. So even if you're a beginner, this is actually a pretty good place to start. The only thing that's a little tricky is remembering what strum patterns go where. And if you've made it this far in the lesson, you've probably already kind of worked through that and figured that out. But that's the most important thing. Other than that, the chord progression is fairly beginner friendly, and the strum patterns are pretty beginner friendly too. Nothing too crazy there, just a little bit to remember. But like I said, the only thing I would recommend with this song is if you're comfortable with bar chords, I would play the G minor and the A minor as bar chords. They'll match up a little bit better with the tonality of the song and the guitar that's being played in the song. It just kind of goes a little higher up the fretboard, and it gives it just that little bit higher pitched kind of chord shapes. But if you're a beginner and don't have bar chords down just yet, just use those other non-bar chord alternatives that I shared with you. They'll sound great, they'll match up perfect, but if you're comfortable with bar chords, the other ones, the bar chords of those two particular chords, the G minor and the A minor, do sound a little bit more true to the original song. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.